Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are stripping away the noise, and I mean that literally.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at a piece of hardware that really changes how you can set up a workspace. We've got the documentation here for the AdderLink Infinity ALIF2124T-US.
Which is a bit of a mouthful.
It is, but the idea behind it is actually pretty sleek.
Yeah.
Well, it's about completely decoupling the user from the actual machine.
Right. It's technically a high-performance IP KVM, but you need to ditch that mental image of, those cheap plastic switches you use to toggle a mouse between two laptops.
This is a different beast entirely.
Exactly. The mission here isn't just switching, it's about relocation. We're talking about taking your critical, noisy, heat-generating computer and shoving it into a secure, temperature-controlled server room.
While you stay at your desk with what they call a pixel-perfect experience.
And that pixel-perfect claim is really the whole game here, isn't it?
It is. It's easy to move a computer. It's hard to make it feel like it's still right there. Looking at the connectivity, this Infinity name seems to come from the dual SFP ports.
That's a smart move. Super flexible. It means you're not locked into one cable type.
So you can use standard copper or...
Or you could slot in fiber modules.
Yeah.
And that's where the branding really starts to make sense.
Okay, so with fiber, how far are we talking?
According to this datasheet, you can separate the user from the computer by up to 20 kilometers.
20 kilometers, that's what, roughly 12 miles?
Yep, 12 miles. Your workstation could be in the next town over, sitting in a climate-controlled bunker.
And as long as you're on the same standard 1 GbE IP network, it's right under your desk.
And you're not using any proprietary cabling, which, for any large-scale setup, is a huge cost saver.
But usually distance just kills video quality. That's always the trade-off.
True, but looking at the specs here, they claim it supports HDMI resolutions up to 2560 by 1600 at 6 years.
For a single monitor, what about two?
Or dual monitors at 1920 by 1200.
Okay, so for a lot of control rooms or, say, financial trading desks, that dual head setup is pretty much the standard.
For sure. But video is only half the battle. The real nightmare with distance is usually input lag or USB support.
This is where their true emulation feature comes in, right?
Exactly. It's not just passing a generic signal. It supports USB 2.0. That means mass storage, like a thumb drive, and even more complex stuff like drawing tablets or touchscreens.
That's a key distinction. A lot of basic extenders just choke on a Wacom tablet or specialized editing gear.
Right. And this handles bidirectional audio, too, so it's viable for creative studios, not just server admins.
Yeah.
But I did see one limitation in the fine print.
You mean the HDCP issue?
Yeah. The specs explicitly state no support for HDCP or CEC control.
That is a critical gotcha.
It is.
Yeah.
HDCP is that handshake protocol that lets you play protected content, like for Netflix or a Blu-ray. Because this device breaks that physical link between the source and the screen.
That breaks the handshake. So if your job is editing Hollywood movies that require a secure HDCP chain, this might be a non-starter.
But for industrial control, graphic design, banking, you're totally in the clear.
It really just shows you the target audience. It's about industrial reliability over consumer entertainment.
And speaking of industrial, the physical build itself is pretty serious. It's a 1U metal case, and it's fanless.
Which makes sense. If the whole point is to get the noise away from the user, you don't want the extender itself buzzing on your desk.
Of course.
But the number that made me stop and actually reread the notes was the MTBF.
The mean time between failure, get this.
It's 461,000 hours.
I actually did the math on that.
It's over 52 years.
And that's tested at 55 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
It basically means you install this thing and it outlives the career of the person who's using it.
Plus, it has network redundancy. If one port fails, the other just takes over. It's built for zero downtime.
Excellent.
So let's just recap. We have a device that lets us throw our hardware 12 miles away, maintain a silent dual monitor setup, and it's built to run for half a century.
It really changes the whole architecture of an office, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You're not maintaining computers at desks anymore. You're just maintaining endpoints.
It shifts the paradigm from personal computer to, I guess, personal interface.
That's a good way to put it. The heavy lifting all happens somewhere else. You're just holding the controls.
And that's maybe the provocative thought for the day. If your computer is 20 kilometers away and you never even see it, does the box itself even matter anymore? Or is your workspace just the screen and the mouse?
Something to chew on.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive, and we'll see you on the next one.